Hello guys, this is Flash X007, and today I will be reviewing the 1:144 scale high-grade Universal Century High New. And without further ado, let us begin the review. Before I begin, I'd like to make some notes on the comparisons. The High New is the upgraded version of the New, and although I should keep this on the end of the video, my thoughts on the High New is basically like in terms of comparisons. It's basically the strike freedom of the Universal Century. So basically, in terms of like the comparisons, here you would have the New, and here you would have an overpowered version of the New with more details and more weapons and more features and overall more power output. So that's basically what the High New is. However, the new Gundam, I don't care what people say. The new Gundam, in my opinion, is generally one of the top most unique original designs that came out in the Gundam series in general. Its design is it's like simple yet intimidating at the same time. It shows how powerful it is just by the looks, and especially that head right there. That's a nice design. However, the High New takes that design and just basically sweeps it. So basically, if you're thinking about Battlefield, the new Gundam would have like a good time destroying the opponents. However, the High New is probably like a sweeper. It would sweep the battlefield of the enemies, and that's like what the Strike Freedom did with its over abusive add-ons. So that's basically it in my view, and that concludes the comparison. And on model and special notes, the new Gundam High Grade Universal Century is taller and more like bulkier than the High New. As you can see here, the head on the High New is smaller, the chest is somewhat more compact. However, the new Gundam's chest is more of a wider, detailed design, but that doesn't mean the High New can't keep up. It's actually details surpasses the new Gundam. I'm mixing up the names here. But at the same time, the new Gundam still has that overall long-lasting appeal, to me at least, because it just looks so much cooler. And I'm not saying that because the new Verka came out, hint, but that's basically it. But anyways, let us get on to the review, because I, for whatever reason, cannot control my off-topic slurs. In terms of the detail and proportion, basically they're pretty much there. And in like if you compare with the new, like I did earlier, the new has slightly higher, like it's taller. And basically, again, this has more detail than it, however, so more scribed lines, especially on the legs and the vents right there, and the front and back, especially on the wings. The more pieces it has, obviously, the more detail is implemented onto it. So basically, if you're looking for a detailed mobile suit or a model, this is probably one of the best ones in the Universal Century. And that's basically it in terms of that. So moving on, the articulation is pretty cool. The head moves forward and back, and actually you can push that back up, so it looks like it's flying. There is a pose that you can make when it's to look like it's flying, but it requires an action base, which is again pretty cool. And that's pretty much it for the head. And the shoulders, standard shoulder movement, and also double joint right there, so you can twist that around and also bend that, and it's like 90 degrees. There's no slight difference right there, so that's how far it can bend up. And the skirts are articulate, and that's all you need to know. So if you really want to pose like that, you can achieve it, so that's pretty cool there. And the legs, pretty simple, I think. That's how far they can move up. They can probably move up even further, but this back skirt right here, it's staying in place, so it's limiting the movement, but that's how far it can go. And a little detail that I did not go over would be the feet right there, which is another good note. And that's basically it as far as that goes. Now here's the fun parts. The wings can move left and right, up and down, so that's pretty cool. And also the tail right here, I think it's called wagtail. It can move up and down as well. The thrusters are kind of on like a ball jointish type of feature or gimmick, so you can move it any way you want, and basically just move it as if it's like legit thrusters. So try to angle it in something that makes sense like that. And that's basically it. And also, a little thing that I like, I think they got this off of the Gundam Mark IIs, and that would be the hidden beam sabers located on the back. That's pretty cool, and it's on each side. So I really like that about that. It really interested me. And another difference that I might not have gone over is the arms. As you can see right here, this is the shield arm, and this is the Vulcan arm. So basically, he has a Vulcan, or like a rifle tip right on his wrist on that arm. And basically, this is the ammo, which you can remove and detach. So that's pretty cool. And that's pretty much it for that. I think they got this off of the Alex Gundam. That's the only way I can reference it or see it as. But that's basically it for that. And let's move on to the weapons. Yes. The first weapon would be the shield. And this is what it looks like. And as you guys can see, there's little vents right here. And also, there's a little detail on the back side right here. And the inner frame is entirely molded in gunmetal gray. So that's another good note if you really want a model that you don't feel like painting, that has a nice color scheme. That's also a good note. So here you can tell its detail. And also, one thing I would like to tell you guys is it comes with stickers and markings. I did not apply them on this matter because I might customize into this in the future, and I did not want that to get in the way. And here's the rifle right here. Major difference between the new Gundam's rifle and this rifle. This probably has more of a higher output, so it's stronger, of course. And the detail is pretty fine over there. And it's molded in entire gunmetal, so another good note. It looks pretty cool. And here's the bazooka. So pretty simple design, and the detail is superb. And that's pretty much it for that. And again, it has a marking which I did not apply because I might be customizing it. So that's pretty much it for that. And also, last but not least, let's not forget the beam sabers. Here's the beam sabers that it comes with. And I really don't think it's necessary for me to take out a beam saber hilt and show you guys, but basically you put it on one side and this on another. And well, actually, you know what, let me remove one just for the sake of videos. But basically here we removed it and we're gonna apply it. So basically you can do this, and you can also vary it, and that's a pretty cool thing. These are on, they're not like the age models of beam sabers. They're like on that, like the circular hole right there, so you can variate and switch between, which I think is pretty cool. So basically he can change the output in battle. When you think his beam saber, the bottom tip is short and the top tip is long, that you would variate and use your battling methods accordingly. However, no. In battle, the Hi-Nu can probably manage this and trick the enemy mobile suits and freaking kill the pilots. So that's a pretty cool note right there. I think I like this about it. And it looks pretty cool. And that's pretty much it. In terms of shield applying, you apply it like this, and it can rotate any way you want. So 360. So that's basically it for that. And also that's how I kind of pose the shield onto it. And that's pretty much it for the Hi-Nu. Now let us wrap this up. The Hi-Nu is one of 3 high-grade Universal Century models I have, and basically all 3 of the ones I have are pretty great. They're probably up there in terms of value and quality if you're looking for modeling experience. So overall, I recommend it, and it's really fun to build, and you're gonna get a lot out of it. So again, recommendation would be, yes, feel free to get one, and you will not regret it. That's basically it for this. This is FlashX007 signing out. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and look forward to my remaining reviews, which will be made shortly.